What's going on, folks? You know me. Been 5 damn years almost, but you know me. Forgive the chairs squeaking and anything else. I'm at the point where my fucks are completely not given at all. I'm a little fatter than I was the last time I was on here. Not much, sadly. I wish it was less, but here we are. 5 years. This is about the time I called it quits in 2020. For good reason. I mean, for legitimately good reasons. As my phone goes off for absolutely no goddamn reason. Here we are. Same old me, right? For very good reason. The reason is that, vape advocacy wasn't working. No matter how much we preached out to the entire industry, nothing changed. Politics are politics. Politicians are going to go where the money is. I spoke it until I was blue in the fucking face, and then I said it some more, and I got called a fearmonger and all sorts of other dumb shit. And it's just, like I always say, it's not an I told you so, it's just an unfortunate truth. Those who actually want to say what is reality usually get shunned out as being a fearmonger or somebody who's trying to destroy the industry or bring others down. But let's all take a moment and look now. After 5 years of me finally having to call it quits because basically YouTube and most of the other social medias just decided that, since we aren't adult enough to make content that says, not for kids, and that we aren't, intelligent enough to make our own conscious decisions as far as the things that we choose to put in our bodies, people do it for us. Flavors exist. They do. But normal starter kits with sub-ohms, much harder to get, much more expensive. You can still get them, but the shipping's 5 times what it was, 3 times what it was, 7 times, 8 times what it was, depending on where you are. A lot of juice companies closed down. A lot of under-the-table juice companies are still thriving, which is cool. I'm hip to that because, as long as you know who you're buying it from, which is pretty much how the U.S. market functions at this point, of, the under-the-table juice companies are having to do what they got to do, but they keep a real tight and close-knit circle of people, so you know who's making your shit. They got no problem showing you where they're making it. Hell, they'll send you fucking ingredient lists. But the unfortunate truth is that the primary function of the vaping industry died in 2020, or at least it was on its last legs. Very sad truth. Now, is vaping still a thing? Yeah, 100%. These pods, foggers specifically, by the way. If you ain't got your hands on these motherfuckers, you're badass. But United States vaping took a hell of a hit. Just really did. And it's sad because a lot of people doing YouTube just got fucking just decimated. Completely changed trajectories. Me included. I went to a gaming channel, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. I've had a lot of fun. But the truth is that it's so hard to fight an uphill battle while you're carrying your house, pushing a boulder, dragging a Winnebago, and the system that you're trying to help seemingly doesn't give a shit. 3 prominent, vape advocacy groups in the United States have basically just given up. They preach and they preach, man. They put up, social media posts about calls to action and do this and do that. Nobody's putting their money where their mouth is. And so it's like, you can't even buy cotton. If it's listed in any way, shape, or form as for vaping use or coming from a vaping website, just for example, you'll spend $8 on a bag of cotton and you spend $14 for shipping. Pod companies are getting shut down as soon as they start catching on because they're not approved, right? They haven't gone through the impossible process that the FDA has now put in line and in place for this. And I've said it so many goddamn times, I fucking hate being right. But I don't want to make this a doom and gloom, right? I really don't. I don't. This is more of just a check-in. You know, it really is. Because I know y'all see my face in a hot minute unless you check me out on my gaming channel. So the truth of it is that I just wanted to come and say a couple of quick things. One, I hope all you motherfuckers are doing all right. I really do. I hope y'all are getting your gear as you need to. I hope you haven't gone back to the stinkies. If you have, no judgment. I get it. But I hope you haven't. Like I said, I really, really, truly hope that you guys are all right. I'm sorry that I stepped away. That's a big one. I am sorry that I stepped away. When the entire industry puts itself against you, you eventually just have to look at it for what it is. You know, to have over 1,200 videos struck in a short period of time and just basically have to dismantle my fucking channel in order to not lose it, it just really just puts a dent in you, you know? It really just rips you down. And the truth of it is that, like, with all the shout outs that I got from people to help me build this channel up for what it was, I feel like my biggest, hardest twofold hit that I took when I decided to stop was it felt like I was letting you guys down, and it felt like I was letting down the people that took time to put my name in their mouth and throw it out there and say, hey, this guy's worth checking out. Yeah, I don't want to make that about me because it feels like I failed, you know? But there's only so much a single human being can do, and there's only so much a small group of people can do against the system. It's rough sledding, you know? I mean, there's just no other way to put it. It is just rough ass sledding. It's painful to watch just an industry that we all so thoroughly enjoyed and still enjoy in some ways. Probably still enjoy even if you're getting your juice from, you know, little Uncle something from down the street or whatever, or a buddy online, or maybe a very, very privatized group with very smart people running it. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's really hard. It's really, really hard. But for me, it was one of those, it put me in such a funk that I had to rip my channel apart the way that I did. Just to turn around and stop. Because I felt like I had put in an absolute metric fuck ton of work and time. And it just felt like it was robbed from me. You know, and I know others feel that way. Others they're doing reviews way longer than me that have stopped doing it too. And I know there's no way that they don't feel like it's not that same gut-wrenching fucking feeling of, man, I really love to do this. I really thoroughly enjoyed doing this, just to have some jackass, you know, in a political office basically threatening, you know, Google and any other service that was doing streaming, so Twitch included, of just basically, hey, you better stop this shit or we're going to fucking sanction your ass and tax your ass and penalize your ass and any other verbiage you want to use to basically force their hand. So I feel bad for all the reviewers like myself that have stepped away. I feel bad for the viewers who use these reviews to make informed decisions as to what to buy. I feel bad for the industry in itself that, you know, 85% of this industry, 90% of this industry is pod systems, disposable, you know, pod systems. You know, the fact that it's been reduced to this level, and it's like an unfortunate foreshadowing that the last year of my It Is What It Is vlogs was talking about this stuff, about how it was trickling down and about how it was coming, and like just seeing it, because they've done it to other shit. Not at this level, but they've done it to other shit, and they've just absolutely wrecked the bejesus out of other industries when they don't like it, when it goes against the status quo of where the money comes from and where the money goes, you know. So it's a really painful experience to sit here and view and think, how are we supposed to fight this? And I don't want what I say about the advocacy groups to be taken in an ill form, okay? I really don't. The truth of it is very simple. The advocacy groups need backing, right? They need an industry that follows them to back them. And the industry in itself refused. So the advocates, same problem as the reviewers that were actually speaking on vaping advocacy. Now, could they have done more? Absolutely. They absolutely could have. It's just a real gut punch to the whole fucking industry. Now, I know other parts of the world haven't been hit near as bad as the United States, and others have been hit way worse. Australia got just blasted. I mean, the fact that Bogan moved to the UK, for Christ's sake, that says a lot about how bad it was for Australia. I mean, that's crazy. Man uproots his life and his family to an entirely different country in another hemisphere to be able to continue doing what he wants to do. That's insane. Like, the posts I see, the man's enjoying himself and it's great, but it's crazy that the man had to go that far and do what he had to do and make a decision like that to keep doing what he's doing, right? It's not right. But in the 5 years, I can say this. I have had more physical problems, so such is life. I said it, pretty early on that, my issues are degenerative. Finally had to break down and get hearing aids, not wearing them at the moment because I was just gaming not too long ago. Can't really wear them with, headset on. I got 3 grandbabies. Holy fucking shit, man. Ain't nothing in this world prepare you for that. Not even having your own kids, but I got 3 grandbabies and they're beautiful. All of my kids are basically of drinking age, 1 day off until they're all at drinking age. So it's like I'm empty nesting at this point. And yeah, I mean, life continues. No matter how fucked up our hobbies are, no matter how fucked up our likes and our loves are, we all continue. And really, the whole point of this video is to say that. I hope that you are continuing in a happy way. I hope that life has not drugged you down and beat the fuck out of you. Because one of the things I thoroughly enjoyed about my review channel and doing the vlogs and everything else was my interaction with you guys. And to me, when I stopped, there was a hole, okay? There was like a void that I didn't realize was going to really strike. But I made myself a promise that when I went to gaming, I was not going to change my entire channel, so the Jared the Vaping Goat channel, into a gaming channel. I didn't think that was fair to anybody who had already subscribed, because it was 5,000 plus people. I think when I stopped, it was almost 5,800 people. Excuse me. And to me, that did not seem fair. A fresh start, fresh channel. I just felt that was the proper and right thing to do, because people had shouted me out as being a vape reviewer. For me to use that platform and just to completely swap it over to a gaming channel just felt wrong. So that's why I did what I did, and that's why I just stopped on this channel, because I felt that I would be doing a disservice to anybody who is subscribed to this channel to just all of a sudden go, hey, no more vaping. You can still see my face, but now you get to watch something that you really aren't interested in. That, to me, that's not right. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing all right. Wanted you guys to know that, as best as I can, I'm doing all right. Life does go on. And it's crazy to say that, because just a little, about 13 and a half months ago, my brother took his life. Yeah, it was August 19th of last year. My brother took his own life, and I had a chaotic 3 month, almost, well, really 3.5 month period of my life that really kind of ripped me down to my bones because I didn't have a way to approach it. You know, I'd never dealt with a family member taking their own life. I've had friends pass away. I've had friends that have taken their lives. I've had friends, family members take their lives and had to help them through it. But it's a real different world when it's your own family, when it's your blood. And the worst part is I haven't even really had a chance to grieve on it over a year later because I was so chaotically running like a madman, went and spread ashes over fucking half of the United States. Quite illegally, I might add. But the things you do for family, right? But it's just one of those things. Like, you know, like my life continues. Some family dynamics had to change with, you know, with my mom and my stepdad because of my brother passing away. Life continues. It actually helped me understand that I wanted to be a better father. Life continues. So when we look at our vaping industry, at the state that it's in Australia and the United States and a few other places that have just been absolutely smacked and beat. Yeah, there's still vape shops. There's still juice companies that are selling juice. And one by one, it's a matter of time before they have to rebrand and resell before they get, you know, the FDA comes after them again. And they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And I'm proud of the companies for persisting. Both the juice and the hardware companies for persisting. I just wish that the hardware companies, with the amount of money that they're making off the backs of people, that they would have put their money where their mouth was as far as really pressing the issue with the United States government. I think that in itself would have been gold. So, I don't know. It's a tumultuous time for the vape industry, but at the same time, as long as you can tell yourself, life continues. We all find our way, right? So I don't want to make this too long. But like I said, I do care. I care more probably than I let on. I'm a very passionate individual. I'm a very, you know, driven person. But even with all that passion and all that drive, eventually you get the shit beat out of you enough and you just finally say enough is enough. You know, you can only take so much beat down before you finally just say, you know what, I got to go a different way with this. And that's what I had to do. But I got nothing but love and respect for you guys. I really do. I hope everybody's doing all right. So thank you very much for watching. And if I shoot another one, I'll catch you in the next one, all right?